Excellent.
Perfect. I'll put you on mute till we get started, okay?
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
How done? Good.
You today.
Enough. Ready? Call the meeting to order. Roll call. Vernon. Here. Hayden.
Here.
Ben.
Here.
Sherry.
Here.
And Ty is absent tonight. Would everybody please stand, pledge allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Call to the public comment will be allowed at the mayor's discretion during regular meetings. This is an exclusive of items requiring public hearing. The mayor reserves the right to limit the total amount of time for public comment and or impose a time limit for each speaker at each regular meeting. In order to facilitate input at the mayor's discretion, each eligible agenda item will be provided an opportunity for public comment after the staff and application presentations. Please wait to be recognized by the mayor, then proceed to the podium, state your name and address. I don't see anybody here in the audience. Cameron, do we have anybody online? Nope. Okay. I need to ask you. Okay. Consent agenda. I need a motion to approve this consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve the consent agenda.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take a vote. Sherry,
Aye.
Ben,
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
Vernon.
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Number 4, unfinished business. Do we have any unfinished business, Leslie?
We do not.
Okay. Moving on to new business, resolution 2022-60, a resolution authorizing the implementation of the above budget for the city of Mason.
Thank you, Mayor. Maddie Waldeck, Assistant City Administrator. During our work session this month, there was feedback from the governing body about the process by which projects are approved through the budget cycle and whether or not it is required for us to come back for subsequent approvals. And the feedback that we received, we encapsulated in the resolution that you have before you, which essentially says if the project is approved within the budget, the city administrator has the authority to implement those projects within the approved budget amount. We'd be happy to stand for any questions.
Anybody have any questions? Lost anything? Sherry, do you have anything?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay,
I appreciate a quick turnaround on this. I mean, we talked about it. I think it makes sense. So hopefully it makes everything easier for staff and governing body.
Thank you.
I need a motion.
This is Hayden. I move we approve resolution 2022-60.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion from anyone? Call for a vote. Vernon? Aye. Hayden?
Aye.
Sherry?
Aye.
Ben?
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Item number 6, resolution 2022-61, a resolution accepting the payment inventory and management report for the City of Basehurst Complete Street Inventory Project.
Thank you, Mayor. Maddie Waldeck, Assistant City Administrator. At the work session this month, Brian Blizzard from GBA presented the pavement management report that was included in your packet. We had a great discussion about funding and prioritization, and staff is really hard at work at following up on those items. And really the ask for you tonight is to approve this as our guiding document as we have those discussions continually. So this resolution does not approve any funding included within the report, just the report itself, that the classifications of the roads and the process that we used to get there was appropriate. And again, we would use this as our guiding document as we continue those discussions. And I would be happy to stand for any questions.
Does anybody have any questions? Sherry? Guess not. Hayden?
I don't have any questions. Thank
Vernon,
you.
got anything? Okay, I need a motion.
This is Hayden. I would move we approve resolution 2022-61.
Have a motion to hear.
I'll second. This is Sherry.
You got a second? I'll take a vote on it. Burton? Aye. Ben?
Aye.
Sherry?
Aye.
Hayden?
Aye.
Passes 4-0. Moving on to item number 7, resolution 2022-62. Authorizing the execution of an electronic sign encroachment agreement with the Veterans of Foreign Wars, VFW.
Thank you, Mayor Maddie Waldeck, Assistant City Administrator. The resolution that you have in your packet is authorization for us to execute an encroachment agreement with the VFW for their electronic sign. The electronic sign did go to Planning Commission and a public hearing was properly held. Typically, these types of applications don't come to City Council. However, a condition of that approval within Planning Commission was that this encroachment agreement was required. And essentially what the encroachment agreement outlines is the responsibilities and the maintenance responsibilities and the legalities of who is responsible for what as it relates to our relationship with the VFW. So typically these types of items don't come to City Council, but because the stipulation was included of the encroachment agreement, that is why this item is before you this evening. We do have a representative from the VFW. Thank you for being here. And we'd be happy to stand for any questions.
Do you know what the vote was for the Planning Commission?
It's unanimous.
Unanimous? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Does anybody have any questions? On this, Vernon, do you? No. I didn't. Ben? Sherry?
I do not.
Hayden? Okay. I'll call for a motion on that then.
Mr. Mayor, I move we approve resolution 2022-62.
Have a motion. Do I hear a second?
This is Hayden. I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. I call for a vote. Hayden?
Aye.
Ben?
Aye.
Vernon? Aye. Sherry?
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Moving on, we're moving right through this. Number 8, city administrator and staff reports. Chief, I'll start with you.
Thank you, Mayor, City Council. Not much to report, but lots to report. It appears that we're going to once again be looking for a police officer. One of ours is leaving, not for another police department. He's actually getting out of the profession. We wish him the very best. Kyler McCluskey, better known as Gator. We're sorry to see him go. We wish him the best. We have a project that we've been working on for several months with the school. As it relates to the SRO vehicle, we are super excited about that. It looks like we will have some resolution to that. At 8:30 in the morning, so super excited about that. Other than that, ever forward, sir.
Thank you very much. Maddie.
Mayor, we have a very brief presentation on the Civic Campus update and some exciting news, if that's okay to present that now.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. If we can go to the next slide. This is an updated site plan for the Civic Campus, and these are the improvements that are planned in phase 1. You can see started in the lower left-hand corner, the building that's really faded out is the library. The bottom street is 158th and the street to the right is Parallel Road. You can see the City Hall facility, the splash pad, the playground, the open lawn event area, and then the trail network that connects to the pond. Next slide, please. These are just some really great virtual renderings, and this actually is the existing tree structure that's on the site now. So we're really working hard to make sure that we preserve the trees. As we're walking along those trails, we want to make sure that it's shaded and that we, maintain the integrity of the structure as it is now. And some additional pictures. This is the event lawn, got some chairs out there with people enjoying some space. So these are just some really exciting renderings that we received from Confluence. And this is an aerial view. And then here are the trails. And again, just really preserving the trees, the existing trees that we have there on the site. And then this is a zoom in of the playground and the splash pad area. We have this transition zone that you can kind of see in the upper left-hand corner. This is an idea that we have tossed around during the design phase of the spray ground being a little bit elevated. And then you can see sort of a water feature going down, maybe with a hillside slide, say that 10 times fast. And just a really unique way for us to interact with the water from the splash pad to the playground area. Next slide. These are some inspirational photos. And again, we went to one of the elementary schools and got feedback from over 200 students about what they wanted to see in the playground and the splash pad. And so these are some of the items that stood out to them. We really want to do nature play, really pay tribute to the Baser's rich history of agriculture as we look at some of these themes. And so these items are some of those inspirational photos. And then we have a very exciting and special announcement. Today at Mid-America Regional Council, we were awarded $1.24 million in grant funding for our Civic Campus Trails project. We were the highest scoring, highly aligned project in our category. And we're just completely honored and privileged to be able to receive those dollars. So exciting.
Well done. Yeah.
Absolutely. Plus, good job. Originally, we only asked for 75,000 though, right?
750,000.
750,000.
Yes, and because we scored so well, the committee went back through and we were fortunate there was additional funding available. And because we were scored so well, we were in a very unique situation to receive in addition to what we asked. So we asked for 750 and we received 1.24 million.
That's
So
awesome. Great job,
Great job.
team. Good job.
thank you.
There you go, Vernon.
Hey, I know for years, and it's good to see David Brewer, but for years I worked with people trying to help get this together. It took a team. I know, I don't always feel comfortable when people say, good job, Vernon. I know I might have been that driving force. I might be that stalwart person. I might be that person out front. But I know that it could not have been done without Maddie, without the city administrator. And I even mentioned to the city administrator today that you are an amazing person. And I'm saying that because I'm trying to get you to replace me. No, I didn't. Did I say that out loud?
That was your outline. I think you-
That was my So the plan B is always prepare to have someone ready to replace you. That as we're going through, because this was a learning process for you. You saw what I did in the past. You took that, you incorporated different aspects of it. You improved different aspects of it. And that is part of that plan B. So yes, that was not a Freudian slip. That was purposely said.
Yes. Thank you guys again. Appreciate it. All the team effort, everything this city's done. Gene.
That's a tough act to follow.
There you go.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, Gene Miracle, Municipal Services. Quick update on the 2302 lift station. Our land appraiser is actively working towards acquiring the easements. Working weekly with GBA, getting to the 90% design phase. And then I've requested a time slot at the December work session to present the 90% design aspect to the council and the mayor. As you know, we're coming into the winter weather season. We have received 200 tons of sand in the domes. We've got 100 tons of salt ordered, supposed to be here middle of November. We went through all of the plow and spreader equipment, got all the parts to replace what needed replaced, and then the parts that we usually have problems with, we went ahead and ordered them and picked them up today to put them in stock. So we wouldn't have supply issues during the winter months. So we've got plenty of parts and everything on hand. One other thing is when you all approved the new snow route ordinances, I had anticipated the future developments that are now finishing. So I'm working with GBA to get the emergency snow route map updated. We're supposed to have it by the end of next week, and I'll get that to Maddie and Kathy, and we'll get it posted on the social media pages. We're going to, working with Leslie and Maddie, we're going to move the citywide brush dump to the third Saturday of November because of the Veterans Day holiday is the second. Falls on a Friday, which we're off. So we're gonna move it to the 19th and it's being posted on the social media pages, making everybody aware of it. And just to add to what Chief said, we have one open position posted currently for a maintenance laborer position in the street department. So it's on the website. If you know anybody, send them our direction.
Okay, thanks, Gene.
Thank you.
Cameron, you have anything?
My only update is that the development map will be sent out on November 1st, Tuesday.
Okay, thank you. Kathy?
And I just have a brief update too. I've just been working with Maddie on the preparations for the upcoming Mayor's Christmas tree lighting. So
Yeah. Good.
Do you have anything? You don't have anything, great. Leslie, or why don't I go to Chrissy first? Chrissy, do you have anything?
no, I do not have anything at this time.
Okay, thanks. Leslie, go ahead.
You know, I don't know that I can beat 1.2. I think we'll end on that kind of, thank you for the opportunity. Oh, I would note that next week we have our design charrettes for City Hall design. So if your calendars afford the opportunity, we would love to have you stop by. But yeah, I think I'm gonna just end on the high of an additional $1.4 million.
Sounds good.
We'll end on that.
All right, moving on, council member reports. Vernon, you got anything?
He has a list.
I got a list.
Your list.
I got a list. Earlier today, I was talking to the mayor about something I've done with our past mayor. And that was going down to the Union Station and getting one of those red Kansas City hearts. And I think it was a few years ago, I had the distinct pleasure and honor to award one to our last mayor, and kind of tradition award one to our current mayor and our council president, if they still have those available. So I would bring in those back, and that's on November the 9th. Why am I going downtown on November the 9th? Is because that is when they're having the KCADC meeting at Union Station. Starts at 11 o'clock. And it is an opportunity for Baszler to again be recognized and highlighted, by other communities that are here. Also, it's a way to also get Baszler recognized in terms of some of its potential economic development opportunities. I spoke to the city administrator yesterday and asked her about these, and I spoke to someone at Mark the 25th also, and they both said the same thing, that going to these events are investments in the city. So the more that we can show ourselves, more that we can be there is an investment for the city. It's not just the dollar amount, it is the actual presence. And I recognize, after talking to my president today, that we have people that are still working on the council, and that they cannot afford this schedule to be at maybe as many of the activities that I'm able to be at. And I'm just truly blessed that I was first appointed to the council, by Mayor Brewer, to be able to fulfill that kind of role. But on the other hand, the more that we can show ourselves to other places, the more we're gonna have opportunities to shine Baszler. So following with that, on November the 9th, November the 11th, the 17th through the 19th is the National League of Cities. That's a huge convention that's going to be held here. We're blessed to have it being held here in the Kansas City area. And I'm registered to go to that as well. Again, representing the city, trying to make sure we get our footprint out there, let other cities hear about places like Baszler. On November the 10th, I'm going to a small town in Kansas called Otis, Kansas, and they might have 500 people. They said they've heard of what's been going on in Baszler as well, but it's by being in these meetings that people are able to see that Baszler is not just an abstract city, but it's a city that has people that are out working to support it, to promote it, to advertise it. What was the other one? I went to the League of Kansas Municipalities meeting in Overland Park on October the 8th. Unfortunately, I couldn't go on the 9th and the 10th because I had an injury. So I was only able to go on the 8th. And it was just an amazing event again for us to kind of get, some recognition from the state, from other municipalities. Yesterday, I had the distinct pleasure and honor of representing Leavenworth County at the Mark Board. And as it's been mentioned, Veterans Day is coming up. And I had the opportunity to share that to Leavenworth County, specific Leavenworth City, was recognized as a national site by the federal government for its amazing Veterans Parade. I also took some time to share with people just a little bit of my history that people might not have been aware of. I pulled out my grandfather's military book, and I pulled out my father's military book. My grandfather served in the 10th Cavalry here in Leavenworth, which makes him a Buffalo Soldier. My father served in the 5th Armored Division during the Korean conflict. And I am a Vietnam era veteran. I just wanted people to kind of see why I talk so much about Veterans Day, why I talk so much about duty, honor, country, is that it's been instilled in me throughout my entire life. From that perspective, tomorrow, we're going to be making another pitch for some additional funds for the city of Basel. The application that we have in right now at Mark, and I am the chair of that committee, is $5.1 million. We are going to hold fast at the $5.1 dollar figure, and we are going to hope to be successful. It was up until today, we can say it was an enigma that Basel received money last year. We cannot continue to say it's an enigma. We have to say that it's based on the dedication and the hard work provided by those staff members that are doing it. And I think they need to receive that recognition. But tomorrow I will be chairing that committee, and hopefully we will be able to begin to pare down and identify what cities in the Kansas side that will be able to distribute the $29.5 million. Now, if you hear the math, I'm asking for 5 million of it, so I'm asking for almost a quarter of it. But that's because our application again was extremely high. I think it was 13%. I mean, it was so high that where prudent minds would probably say, okay, let's go ahead and award that to these folks. I cannot say that that's going to happen, but I do have a tremendous amount of faith that that is going to happen. You guys done? I am.
Thanks, Vernon.
Thank you.
Ben, you have anything?
Next Thursday, we have our following up after Vernon, holy cow. Next Thursday, we have our final Field of Dreams committee meeting, and hopefully after that, we'll be presenting in November. We'll be at our work session, I believe, what our findings were and what the recommendations were with the committee at that point. Outside of that, I'm good.
Yep. Aiden.
Yeah, just to note, if people haven't already, to make a plan to vote coming up on the election.
Sherry?
Yeah, thank you. I attended the Leavenworth County Economic Development Committee for October. Also, I'll be there next week back in town to attend the charrette and also the final Field of Dreams committee meeting. And as Hayden mentioned, remember to go out and vote on November 8th.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I meant to mention one more
No,
thing.
absolutely. Go ahead.
A few years ago, David Brewer and I, we had an opportunity to go to the State House, and David had a chance to meet one of my family members. Well, that family member's name is Gail Finley. She was a State House representative. She recently passed during the time I was down in Oklahoma. The current Kansas Journal, Government Journal, did a page article on her. So if you have not had a chance to read this, or look at the article, go ahead and take a look at that. That is a distant family member. Her stepbrother and I went to high school and went to junior high and high school together. So it was just a blessing that David and I had a chance to meet with her when we were in Topeka.
Okay. Thank you, Ernie. Moving on to the mayor's report, I just want to congratulate the team again and Vernon and on everything. That's fantastic to get that kind of money and more than what we really expected. So I appreciate that. I don't know if any of the councils noticed or not, they are moving dirt at the park down there. It's very nice to see that. Stop some of the phone calls that we've been getting. And look forward to the next groundbreaking of that. We had a groundbreaking today at the, what is it? Credo. The what? Credo. Credo, yeah, Credo. Memories down at across from the shopping center down there, which was very nice for us all. So that's all I have. Yeah. Is there any need for an executive session?
There's not.
25 minutes. I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got a motion or a second?
Second.
Everybody in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.